What's up? I haven't done a video in a while. Every time I have a good idea, then I stall. Something comes up, I can't do it. Then I get distracted, lose the whole frame of thought. But anyways, lately we're talking a lot of debate that I'm personally doing, and it's been going around for a while. Was what is the Christ? And it's pretty clear now after all the research that it's more than meets the eye. It's not really some historical figure. There probably someone existed, but the Christ comes to find out is it's a medical term, ancient Greek. It's a medical term for a kind of a medicine or a drug. They call it the Christine that ancient Medea invented. She was kind of like the first Christ. She implemented that, and it was very widespread. She's very famous, and so I think you can see where the church would turn this around to hide their little practices. And it involves, children and the drugs. So there's a combination of pedophilia in many different variable ways, and drugs. So who runs the dang world? Pharmaceutical company and the pedophile leaders, like all the popes and all the high-ranking officials, religious leaders, all pedophiles, all doing drugs, hallucinating drugs. But anyways, the Christine, it's the purple drug you put on the eyes. It makes sense too when you read the context of the Bible. You can see that, what is that, Matthew 20, 32, 31, 32, 33. They asked, what do we need to do? And they said, Jesus said, what do you want me to do? We want to see. So Jesus touched their eyes, Christ did their eyes, and they could see. It's obviously an allegory, you think about it. It's the salvation. It's a death-inducing drug that they invented. Well, there's different, as far as I know, there's different variations of it, but one is what Jesus was into, was the ultimate death-inducing drug, that you could experience death. And if you get the antidote in time, which happens to be before puberty, like the clear semen of a boy, that could resurrect you. And that was meant to cure people of their fear of death. This is where you're born again, you're saved, your salvation, you no more fear of death, you conquered death and hell. See, all this stuff is allegory. It's very controversial. Church decided it can't be exposed out there. So obviously they whitewashed it. Can you expect anything less? You actually think your religion's legitimate and true? Come on, man. The elite's they embraced it. If they didn't want it out there, they never would have it. They would hunted it down and destroyed it, just like they did. Try to with the original meaning of it. Just burn all down the library, destroy all the manuscripts, hunt down all the heretics that are still practicing this, Medea, Christine. But of course they do it themselves. And plus androchromine, adrenochrome, all related to children. So, the purple drug. Why do you think royalty always had the color purple? So, now if you think about it, you had all these, young men or boys as apostles running around, drinking the blood, eating the flesh. These are all the drugs. And what's he doing, in the middle of the night, going crazy, because it's a drug that creates a mania before you go to death. And he's struggling hard to get that antidote in time. 4 in the morning. But all the while, people are onto it. It makes sense, and that's the one thing society hates is child crimes. Always have, but the elites always did it. There's always this conflict. So they're hunting them down. They ain't hunting them down because he's claiming to be God. Give me a freaking break. That Jews invented that part for just because they like, they can't. Anyways, that's why they demanded his crucifixion. When he came there, he's like, I'm not a pirate. Or Laistace, which is pirates and Laistace are all synonymous, thieves. And Jesus was hung between two thieves, Laistace. Probably child traffickers. They get crucified for that. Not for claiming to be God or whatever. It's either, you direct a capital punishment or something really gruesome like child crimes that Roman was starting to crack down on. Ancient Greeks, all men were groomed. They had to go through, a lot of homosexual and ritualistic pedophilia in ancient Greek. Rampant. They all had, almost every man wasn't even considered a man until he's been with a boy. Does not come an adult until he's been with a man, and all these rituals. So, Christine, it's all part of that. That's why Jesus was always depicted as feminine, and just there's so much stuff. The serpent on the cross that Moses held up, gaze until you be healed, and just like the serpent, Jesus, the Christine, will be, raised up, saved through the Christine. That all makes sense. Middle of the night with the boy trying to get that semen, but then when the authorities came, he ran off naked. Your clothes are not going to fall off by running away unless you're loosely applied, and you're doing something, or you medicated bandage on there that fell off when you freaked out. Why are you freaking out anyways? The context is important, okay? You can find all the clues in the context, because it's hard with any lie. It's hard to wipe the slate clean. Lies always rear up their ugly head. It's hard to keep track of all your lies. And they tried forever to hunt down all the literature, destroy it, probably the Alexandria, all that stuff. And the church took over and dominated and invented this new Christ. They love mocking you like that, they'll take something, the most perverted thing, and try to make it good for the masses so they can sit there and laugh at you all this time. But again, a boy's not going to run off and have some, if you have proper clothes on. It's not just, that's damning. I mean, then the whole context fits. He's crucified because the crowd demanded, because they knew he was doing bad things. It's not for claiming to be God. Sorry, man, but it looks to be true. So you Christians, you all believe the lie. Is it any wonder? Of course they lied to you. I've known that Christianity's been a bunch of crap for 10 years now or more. And now this come out, it don't look good. Nobody wants to touch it. There's even some, anti-religionists like Myth Vision and Gnostic Informant are, trying to. They don't even want to touch this. It's that bad. I mean, this. But should be surprised. Yeah, I'll maybe talk. I don't know. I don't like keeping these too long, so what do you think of that? So, talk to you later.